Hi folks, this is Tony at TravelScoot. Once again, today we're going to discuss the importance of tightening the axle nut on the drive wheel. That's the left-hand side of your scooter, and this is where the hub motor is attached to the frame of the scooter. It is installed in this fork, and this fork on the inside is slotted to receive the axle of the electric motor, which then is held rigidly so the wheel assembly can rotate around the armature. It requires an 18 millimeter open end wrench, and you just always want to make sure, every once in a while, check it out, make sure that it's absolutely snug. It's fairly easy to check. You just remove this plastic cap and just make sure that the tab washer is securely located in its little slot and that the nut is tight. And then when you're done with that, close it back up and you're good to go. Take the opportunity to clean things up a little bit as well. Let me show you what can happen if it is left loose. We received this scooter with all sorts of difficulties. This is I want to say, not very well maintained scooter. The customer complained about the motor slipping and so forth, and we weren't quite sure what the deal was. Also, it was intermittently inoperable. So there were a number of issues that might have been the cause for this. Anyway, we've just now received the scooter, and lo and behold, the axle nut has never been tightened on this thing. This has probably been in service for about 7 years now. As you can tell, there are other issues with it. Let me show you what happens. Oh, well, in this case, we have no operation at all. But as you can tell, if the axle nut is left loose, the entire assembly rotates and will damage the wiring here. And that will require a fairly significant repair. As you can tell, we've got an inoperable scooter with a now defective motor. It is very difficult to repair the wiring that travels through this wiring harness to the motor axle. The customer complained that the scooter would not run all the time. What had happened is this nut had gotten loose. As a result, the entire motor assembly would twist, and it actually twisted these wires off to the point where a few of them were hanging on by a thread and occasionally making contact and allowing the motor to run. But it would very quickly under load fail, and the axle shaft itself would rotate. This slot in the frame is completely worn out. There is no more flat surface in here to help retain the axle shaft and to keep it from rotating. So as a result, we're probably going to have to replace, we're going to have to replace this entire trailing arm assembly as well as the motor. So just please remember to check this axle nut for tightness from time to time.